Let me escape my skin. Written and narrated by Lady Spookaria. I don't know how long I've been like this. I can't walk like I used to. I stumble around with my muscles taut, and my vision has become more cloudy. It is hard to see. I rely on smell, mostly, and sound. My body hurts and can never heal. Every tear, every piece of damage can never be healed. And my filthy, blood-soaked clothes hang around my body. The only time I find peace is when I sink my teeth into living flesh and take my fill. My body swells with broken flesh and bone. I am always hungry, always empty and craving more. I can only watch while my body is driven by an unescapable hunger. I have flashes of memory of what happened. How I became like this. The world turned to nothing but bloodshed and pain. News and rumors were everywhere. A new virus caused people to attack others, biting them, devouring them. I saw it everywhere. You would hear about it no matter where you went. There was no escape. I remember sitting in my room. There was screaming outside and the sound of people trying to run, I think, trying to escape. I watched it on a screen. I was sitting on my bed listening to what song? I can't remember when someone burst in. I think I screamed. It bit my arm, tearing the flesh and the skin. Instantly, it pulsed and ached. I knew what was going to come. My dad, I think, I don't remember. The one who bit me was dead. I remember Dad and Mom. Yeah, so it was them. I remember them talking about how they should give me mercy. That they should mercy kill me. And how they were going to put me down. I could hear growling in my head, snarling. My body went hot and I was coated in sweat. The bite hurt and oozed thick, sickly smelling pus. I knew what was happening. I knew I was dying. There was no cure for what I had. It was a death sentence. And usually one that ended the lives of other people too. I didn't want my family to have to kill me. I didn't want to hurt my family. I knew what happened to those who had been bitten. I left somehow. Walking out onto the street in a daze. The world no longer made sense. I felt like I was floating. Happier. Despite the pain and the chaotic world I found myself in. those who had already been bitten and had turned would approach. They would smell me and wander away. I was undesirable. Tainted meat. Scared and alone, I wandered through the streets. People, those who were not like me, hid. I can barely remember the end. I wandered and fell on the ground. The road. My world spun around me. I got to see snapping teeth and faces of my family. They were there, reaching out to me. I needed to see them again. I coughed. I choked. Blood? I think blood came out. The pain was incredible. I have never known anything like it. I felt a raging fire and a cold chill before I felt nothing at all. When I woke up, I knew I was different. I was hungry. I needed food. I needed company. I started moving. I tried to move my arms, but something else was controlling me now. Inside my body, I screamed and struggled. Is this what death was? My body, driven by some unseen force, walked alongside others that were like me. Were they screaming inside too? Were they trapped like I was? Maybe I was the only one. I joined a group of them, and we wandered towards familiar-looking houses. I recognized this street. My mind was still fresh at this point. My neighbors, people I knew since childhood. I saw some of them. Some were like me now. I saw a house, a familiar house. My house. My old house. Where I had been before I left. What happened to them? I wanted to see my family again. Any sign of them. When I walked towards my house and banged on the door, I could hear them. I wanted to see them. I craved for them to see me. I needed to see them. I walked around the side of the house, through the windows that had been boarded up, and banged my hand against the window. If they saw me, maybe they will let me in. Maybe they will recognize me. I needed so badly to see them. I had a feeling they were in there. There had to be a way inside where I could see them. I went back to a familiar room. The window had been hastily boarded up and the door locked. But was this my bed? I remember sitting on bed chatting to my friends who were my friends now. I don't know. I knocked over a bottle of perfume It broke and the smell filled the air. So many memories came back. I remembered my school. I remember studying. I remember laughing with my friends before the world changed. I could move my fingertips. I could control them ever so briefly. I had control over my body and I felt a surge of pain. Why was this happening? Why couldn't I just pass on? I heard something from the closet. How do I open it? I fumbled around, smacking it and trying to remember. How do you open it? I heard a cry. Something inside me screamed with ravenous hunger, and I was pushed back into watching my body. It sounded familiar. Did I know this person? Why were they in my closet? My limbs flailed and the wood broke. I peered inside and saw a boy? I think it was my little brother. Why? Why was he in here? I was screaming inside for him to run, to get away. But my snarling body was too busy tearing at the doors to open it. I felt my hand reach in to grab him. He screamed. The screams only made things worse. I wanted to tell him to stop screaming. Please stop, I can't control myself. The door cracked and fell off. I missed him. I wanted to hold him. I missed what it was to be human. I was still human inside. He screamed. I could hear his heart and I needed him to be with me. Why? I managed to stop my body from growling. I lowered my hands, held them up at him. I wouldn't hurt him. I couldn't hurt him. He is my brother. My brother, Tim? No. Tom. No, Thomas, little Thomas. Turned and saw my face. He looked happy to see me. All I wanted to do was hug him and tell him it would be okay. He pulled me close and I felt a tear. Was it a tear? Run down my cheek and I held him. I wouldn't be alone anymore. I didn't have to be scared. I felt something inside me change. The warmth of his body. The sound of his blood pumping through him. And I wasn't able to hold on. I pushed him away to keep him far, but he held on. I tried to scream at him to get away. Please, please run. I can't hold it off. I can't hold it off. You need to run. My body was not my own. I sank my teeth into his cheek and pulled the skin away. I barely chewed before I took a second bite, and his screams rang in my ears. He didn't hit me or try to escape. He sobbed and begged me to stop. I tried to slow down. My body was so hungry, and I remembered more. We would play video games together. He loved superheroes and comic books. Maybe he'll be my companion in death. I let him go, watching him over hours and felt him change. He was like me now. I wouldn't be lonely anymore. He looked at me and I saw the betrayal briefly in his eyes. I needed him to stay. I would look after him now. But he left, walked away, and left me alone, forever. Whenever I would hear the living, I wanted to be with them. Their sounds, smell, and lives reminded me of everything I had lost. It was the closest I would ever come to being human again. I needed to be with them. I needed to be connected to them again. I'm so tired of being alone. When I walk with the undead, they don't see me. Each of them trapped behind the same stair. I can't hear any voices other than my own. I fed countless times. I can't remember who they were. My body wanted to feed and all I could do was watch while I brought carnage. I longed for company. Real company. The dead were not enough and could never be enough, and I wish I had someone. I could hear hushed voices. They were soldiers. I wanted to stop myself, but I couldn't keep hurting people, again and again. Inside I screamed as my body lurched forward, mouth open and hungry for them. Strained arms outwards, and all I could do was watch. Watch as I always did. The hunger and loneliness drove me forward. If I cannot get it temporarily, perhaps they will put me out of my misery. I hope you all enjoyed this story. Please make sure you leave a comment to let me know what you thought. Also, check out Dimensional Drift's ASMR Zombie series if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. This video is made with the support of my incredible Patreons, channel members, and super chatters. All support is greatly appreciated. All my social media links are available in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe, my little spooklings. And remember, I'll be watching you.